What is up, guys? So today we are going to do a video about reasons I love my rough country lift kit. But first of all, we got to get somewhere where I can make a video because I'm at school. For those of you who do not know, I go to college and kind of commute back and forth. I'm about an hour, live about an hour away, but I got an apartment up here, difficult to explain. So that's why I really try to get my videos filmed for y'all on the weekends. But I did not get a video done for y'all on the weekend on this, so we're going to try to do it today. But before I get started on the video, I want to answer some questions. Y'all are always dropping comments and questions and want me to do videos on certain stuff. So before I do any of that, if you have not already, follow me on Instagram. It's at Austin04_Z71, and I'll keep it in the description of every video I do. Why you should follow me on Instagram? Because I put everything up there first. Any modification we do, if I'm making a cool video like when we lifted the truck, Instagram saw it days before the video went up, the whole process pretty much. So I guess it pays to be on there, and I always post on there when I got a new video coming out, so just in case you don't get a notification on YouTube that the new video is out, at least you'll see it on there and you'll know that I got a video and you can go check it out. Second of all, the number one thing that everybody is asking about, and I mean I bet you I've got at least 10 to 20 comments about this, and that is the light bar behind the grill. Believe it or not, I actually made a video about that, and it came out, it messed up the footage, distorted it, and so I didn't end up being able to get it edited and put out. And I just kind of got mad at it, and I haven't done it since. But the reason I was waiting was because I was going to get a new light bar, and I was going to do a video that included how we mounted it back there and the new light bar. But we might have to wait a little bit on the new light bar because the holiday season's here, and you know, throwing money out, buy presents for family and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a video for y'all on how I mounted that light bar behind there, and we'll just do a separate video when we get the new light bar. So I'm gonna try to get that filmed for y'all this weekend and have the video out next week. But speaking of next week, like I said, I'm in school. Finals week is coming. I'm gonna be very busy. I already am. I woke up early this morning, got a whole bunch of work done so I could take an hour to try to do this video, and I'll be up late editing it to get it out tomorrow, which is Thursday. I try to keep a Tuesday, Thursday upload schedule. So if you see that we don't have a video, we only have one video a week for the next 2 weeks, just know that that is the reason why. But I do try my best to try to get at least 2 videos out a week of y'all. Second, or I don't even know what thing we're on now, I've done covered a bunch of topics. I will be doing a video about future modifications for this truck. That would be performance, cosmetic, any of that. I still have a whole lot planned for this, and you know, I've got parts on order like the spacers, so definitely stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button if you are not already. But let's go ahead and get started with the video. Alright guys, so if you've been subscribed to the channel in the past couple weeks, you've seen that we put the 4-inch rough country lift kit on it. That was a very popular video, and it's still doing very good. I appreciate all y'all watching that and the support. But reasons that I love rough country, and I am not going to take away from companies like BDS and Zone and all those guys, because really they all have a purpose. Their price point is made that way on purpose, and the quality is that way on purpose. You know, BDS is a very relatively expensive lift kit, but the quality is there. Rough country is relatively cheap, and the quality is there for it. Reasons that I love the rough country lift: number one is the price. $1,000 flat, free shipping, 4 inches or 6 inches of lift. Now you guys are really going to get down in the comments and bash me for not doing 6 inches when it's the same price. But we're not going to get into why I did 4 inches. We can do that on another video. But rough country's price is the best for what you're getting. I'm keeping y'all behind the truck because of the wind. If I was to buy a BDS lift at the same 4 inches, I'd be like $1,800. but it's a BDS lift and it's a lot better. But that's also torsion bar drop. That was a big reason that I chose rough country, was the non-torsion bar drop. I didn't want to go through all that, and we didn't have to go through all that. So that is the second reason that I love my rough country lift. Rough country gets a lot of flack sometimes, you know, because it is that cheaper lift, but I in no way understand why you can't, for what you're paying for. I don't understand how you can really knock it. You know, the material is fine, everything seems strong, and you know, nothing seemed like it was cheap. All the hardware was included, the instructions were good, and you know, for what I paid, I really think I got my money's worth out of it. The only thing that could have been better is the shocks, and everybody knows their shocks suck. And I've said it before in several different videos. They really do. I'm going to change it out, so that's not a big deal. If I did something like BDS, I could have upgraded for Fox shocks, and they would have had a great set of shocks. So that's something you got to think about. If you're thinking about getting a lift kit, do you want to spend the extra money and get a BDS and have the better quality and the better upgrade for better shocks and the name, or you know, is $1,000 really your max and you can settle for a rough country? The fourth thing, or third, was ease of installation. Installing it, if you watch the video, yes, it took me 11 hours, but I've never done one before, and that's why it took me that long. And there was other factors at play why it took me that long to do it that were out of my control. It was really easy to install. The instructions were pretty clean cut. The only thing that I'm going to rag on them about was the differential. I'm going to go as far to say that they did a pretty crappy job of explaining that differential. They need to do a little better on the instructions, and they need to be a little more in depth on how to handle the differential and dropping it down and trimming it. Yes, it said you had to cut the bracket and trim the fins, but that was about it. It didn't say nothing about the wiring and the breather hose and the mount on the top and the other two bolt. Like, it left all that out, and that kind of bothered me, because that was one of the biggest things about this lifting this truck, is that differential, and their instructions were very far from clear on how to do that. So I would imagine maybe if I bought a BDS lift or something, maybe their instructions would be a little bit better, but I can't speak for that. But other than the differential issue, their instructions were pretty clean cut, pretty easy install. They were I did have one person ask a question if everything was included in the kit. Yes, everything is included in the kit. There's nothing that's not included in the kit that you don't need. All the hardware, the shocks, the cross member drops, all that comes with a lift kit. That's why they say it's a lift kit. As you know, we reused the leveling keys from my rough country leveling kit, and actually I'm going to get under here and show you all this to explain what's going on. You see all that bolt sticking down from the torsion keys? That's because we have leveling keys on here, and I don't need to crank them up. The benefit of that is we're not cranking up those torsion bars real tight, and it's making a little bit of a better ride. If you had the stock keys in here and needed to do 4 inches, you'd have to crank those up probably about another inch and a half to get the 4 inches of ride height, and then your ride would suffer a little bit. Well, since I left the leveling keys in there, it's not turned up as tight. And first, say when I do bigger tires, if we need to go up a little bit higher in the front than in the rear, that's going to be possible with 35s. We'll cross the bridge when we get there. I've got the ability to do it. So I'm glad that I left the keys in there. For one, I didn't have the stock keys anymore anyway, so it really wasn't possible to do it in any other way. But yeah, we got the leveling keys in there. Ignore the pallets back here. It's something I do on the side, but we're kind of a little squatted in the rear, not that much. But everything's pretty perfect. Ride height front to rear is about perfectly even. I've been measuring it on different places and trying, after everything's settled, to try to get it perfect. The 33s no longer rub. I know I get a ton of questions on that, whether this setup rubbed on my leveling kit. Of course it did. Some people ask you about stock height. There is no way you're going to fit those on stock height. You're gonna, I don't know, there's no telling what you would hit if you were stock with those wheels and tires. The rear would be fine, but the front would not. But I no longer hit on this 4-inch kit. Nothing rubs, you know, because there's all types of clearance in there now. And so yeah, that's another reason I like the lift kit, is because no longer am I worrying about the rubbing issues. But what I want to get at is, for what I paid for my rough country lift kit, it is by far worth it. I think that the quality is there for what I paid. I do not think that they beat certain companies. I don't think that's a rival to BDS. I don't think it's fair to compare those in the same category, because BDS is a much better lift. There's more components that they're changing to make the truck more off-road capable and be able to handle constant abuse that I don't think this rough country lift would hold up to be honest. And I'm talking, you know, if you were really pushing this truck, you know, you were climbing up in the mountains or whatever, I mean, you're going over rocks and mud and all the other stuff, I'm not sure the rough country components would hold up to that. I'm sure they would do it for a good little while, and I'm sure a lot of people do a lot of off-roading with rough country kits, but and they've had good luck out of it. But I just believe that you are getting what you paid for, and rough country is worth what you pay for what I'm doing with this truck. But if I was going to do some serious off-roading all the time, I would have spent the extra money and got the better lift kit. But I don't, so there's no need to get it. The last thing that I want to say is the ride quality with the lift. Now, of course, I have no idea how the other lift kits ride because I don't have the other lift kits, but all I can speak for is this lift kit. It rides so much better than it did with the leveling kit. The leveling kit was terrible. It was, I mean, I thought it was okay because I had gotten so used to how it rode with the leveling kit. I was like, this is fine, nothing's wrong. When I got this lift kit, I realized I was busting my teeth out on that leveling kit. That was terrible. And the tires kind of have something to do with it. But I mean, it's floaty now. It rides so much better than it did with the leveling kit. If you get a leveling kit, I want you to keep that in mind. The ride quality over time when the shocks wore out and everything suffered tremendously. It really rode hard. And I'm really happy now that I got this lift kit and everything rides good. So that would probably be the last thing that I'm gonna say about the rough country lift kit. That it was good. Rides good, like the price, like the height, like the quality, and you know what else is there to say about the lift kit. So I hope this helped you out if you're looking at doing different kits, the BDS, the Zone, the rough country, the tough country. There's a bunch of different kits out there. I'm just naming off what I've got on the top of my head. But appreciate y'all watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Got a lot more videos coming out on this truck and other trucks as well. Leave a comment down below. I try to answer all the ones that I get. If you hit me up on Instagram or DM me, I try to answer those as well. I try to go through those a couple times a week and answer all those. I appreciate y'all watching. Take care. Have a great day.